All right, guys, the coals are on. Welcome to episode number 4 of the Sunday Smoke podcast. It's a podcast about nothing. I'm Sam. This is Jackson. Jackson, tell me how you're feeling, bro.
Feeling good.
Yeah?
You know what I'm really feeling good about?
What?
Our TikTok, man.
TikTok has been going off.
Maybe not going off to other people's standards, but
To our standards.
to my standards. Bro, I've been so addicted. I've been refreshing like every 2 seconds.
Every 2 seconds, just boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
I'm just my fingers constantly going like this, just waiting for the next like.
I have to say, the TikTok has been going, for our standards,
Yeah.
all right, it's been pretty good. The fruit one, 12.1k views.
I know.
When are we getting 12.1k views?
No, I've never
This
had that kind of fame in my life.
I know. I feel like an influencer right now.
Exactly, man.
But no, honestly, shout out to everyone that's we've been watching the TikToks. Really, we're real like it's pretty surreal to think coming 3 episodes in and we're starting to go a bit TikTok viral.
I know, man. And we've never done like any kind of editing in our lives.
Nah,
We've
just
never done any kind of editing. Nothing.
off the cuff, just like we were back in school, man.
all of a
Just
sudden-
last minute assignments.
Yeah, exactly. Last minute, checking it out. People seem to be liking it so far.
Yeah, let's hope we can keep it rolling. Let's keep it going. In episode 4, we got the Valentines Day Special.
The Valentines Day Special.
That's it.
We got our roses here.
Roses. I was thinking because I went to the supermarket today and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll get some roses. And I'm like, you know what? No, roses die. Screw roses. Let's get some roses chocolates.
You know
'Cause at
what?
least
I
then we can
don't
actually
think I've
enjoy
ever
it.
eaten one in my life.
Hey,
I don't think I've actually ever eaten one in my life.
never.
Never.
Oh, roses. They're
I've always
okay.
got them. Never eat them.
Yeah, they always just appear, but you never really.
They're just there. Then they go old.
And you're a little bit peckish at midnight. You just have
Yeah.
get a quick rose out. And you know what? It's very fitting. Also, we're smoking some. We're smoking for the viewers on YouTube. We're smoking some Love 66. Nice watermelon flavor. A
One
bit
of my
floral.
favorites.
Very fresh.
I think it's one of my top 3 favorite flavors.
Yeah, I'll do
Easy.
that one just for you. And it's actually going to be one of the rare times that we're actually going to smoke the same flavor during an episode. So it's a nice
it's
flavor. I'm
refreshing.
enjoying it. Hey, the clouds are good.
Ah.
And for the viewers that are listening on YouTube, they'll notice the lighting adjustments that we've done.
Oh yeah, man.
I have to say, when we put the light,
The
when
red,
we turn,
blue, and green.
yeah, when we turned these lights off and we chucked all the lights back on, the RGB lights, bro, the ambience that this has created
Next
is
level.
fantastic.
Next level.
If you're listening on Spotify, just jump over to YouTube real quick. Just have a look at this and let us know what you think. We've
Yeah.
got about 5 different lights going on in here. Nice blue background. So let us know what you think if you like this lighting. Maybe we'll change it up every week. Do a different light every week.
Yeah, you were talking about a gold.
Hey,
You were talking about a gold before.
yeah.
I don't know. I think that'll make us look like the Simpsons a little bit.
Walking around like Bart Simpson. Go eat a cow, man.
Oh,
But yeah, so so Valentine's Day coming up. You got-
man.
You got any plans for Valentine's Day?
Look, I'm always the kind of guy that plans Valentine's Day really last minute. I always forget about it.
Like everything else in your life?
Huh? Yeah, pretty much. But like, I mean, I never really see too much of a point of it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's just another day. They don't even make a holiday out of it.
I know, it's
So,
not even
like,
a public
why
holiday.
Why am I going to remember that February 14th is Valentine's Day?
Yeah, I know.
I had to quickly look up what day Valentine's Day was right before this.
That's on a Monday.
Yeah,
Who's
on a
going to go
Monday.
out on a Monday?
Who goes out on a Monday? There's nothing on a Monday.
But
But it's Valentine's Day, so everything's going to be packed on a Monday night for zero reason.
I know. Oh,
And everyone's going to go work the next day. Like, what for?
you got to be in bed by 9:30.
Exactly, man.
I-
I guarantee you, I'll have to be up at 5 a.m. for work the next day anyways.
Yeah. So you
What's
can't
the
even
point?
enjoy your night.
What do you think about Valentine's Day?
I hate Valentine's Day. I think it's a scam by the government. They've created this stupid day where every man has to take their wife or their girlfriends or boyfriends, whatever sexual orientation you're with.
Or whichever way you swing.
That's it. They go out, they take their partners out to dinner, or I think it's a rubbish day. I don't think it should exist. And I think it's not even geared towards couples. It's geared towards the female side. Because
That's true.
the guy is always taking the girl out.
100%. Yeah, I asked my girlfriend before this. I said, why don't you... Because I didn't ask her to be my Valentine. Girls are big on that. You got
You
to
ask
ask
her?
them. Even I've been in a 2-year relationship. I thought it's just automatic. You're my Valentine.
That's
We're going to
it.
go do something. All right.
No,
But
you gotta ask.
It doesn't work that way.
You got to get permission,
I have to
consent.
ask. I have to get her permission first. Will you be my Valentine?
Have you done it yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to.
Yeah. By text message or in person?
Nah, over the phone.
That's nice little
Just a
phone
call.
call.
Hey, will you be my Valentine?
And things like that. It's so cute.
And she'll be like, well, I had to ask you to ask me. So it doesn't count.
She had to ask you.
I'm like, well, I just assumed.
I don't know. I don't understand. I don't get Valentine's
Look
Day.
at the point. Like you said, it's a scam. It's not just a scam from the government. It's a scam from the flowers industry. That's what
I
it
know,
really is.
but-
Have you ever really bought flowers in your life? Like
Very rarely.
very, very rarely.
I've never bought a rose in my life.
Yeah. Well, it's the one time of the year, or that the flower industry is making a killing, right? And what for? Because they made up this bullshit day that everyone has to go buy flowers,
I know.
flowers and chocolates.
Flowers, that's gonna die in like 5 days, 6 days. Because who's watering their flowers? I never put once it goes into the vase. Have you ever watered a flower? No.
No, I've never watered a flower.
You just wait for it to die and then you throw it away.
Yeah.
Get ready for next Valentine's Day.
Yeah, exactly. This is I don't know, man. I don't mind going out. I don't mind going out for Valentine's Day. It's just so frustrating to know it's like it's just another day that you got to like, you know, because it could be like any other day.
I know.
I'll take out my girlfriend any time. What's the difference between this year's Monday, Valentine's Day, and Tuesday? What's the difference?
You know
It's
what
not
I
a
hate
public
about
holiday.
it? You know what I
It's not
can't.
anything.
You know what I can't stand about it? It's one specific day where basically everyone that's in a relationship has to take their partner out. And now, one thing that I know in relationships is you want to feel special. So
Yeah.
how is it special when every person is taking their partners out to dinner?
It's the opposite of special.
You know, you're not special at all. Special, all right. Valentine's Day this year, it's on a Monday. You know what's special? Taking your missus out on a Tuesday.
Exactly. That's special. That's something that no one else is doing.
Exactly.
Take them out the day after Valentine's Day.
Stagger
You want to
out
be different? You want to be different? Take them out on February 15th.
Then everyone starts taking them out on February 15th, and then we're in a vicious cycle as we go through
Where it
the
gets pushed back one day every year.
until we get back to February 14th.
But you know what would be really good though?
What's that?
If like your partner's birthday was on Valentine's Day, so you could just knock it out in one go.
Beautiful. You see, that's practical.
That's economical.
That's kill two birds with one stone. All right, and you want to know something, Jackson? There's one thing that I have to say that I do like about Valentine's Day. All right, because we can't just say all negatives. There's got to be what goes around comes around, and what goes up must come down. And the Valentine's Day outing with your missus can be a guy's get out of jail free card. And what I mean by that is, like, let's say the previous week, you're having a bad week.
Yeah.
All right, you're having a few arguments, a few tiffs. You've left the toilet seat up, and your girlfriend gets angry at you, like shit like that, and it carries over into the next week. You know, Valentine's Day, it can be a time where you can get that get out of jail free card, and you know, you take her out to a nice dinner. She enjoys herself, and, you know, and then you're good. Then you reset. You only get one chance, but after that, then you're on your own.
That's your one day of the year, man.
So it can be effective in that way. But other than that, I hate Valentine's Day with a passion.
On the topic of Valentine's Day and dates, we've compiled a couple of stories, personal and from friends.
Yeah.
Revolving dates and love life and whatnot. So I got a story for you.
Yeah.
One time I took out this girl and we were seeing each other a little bit, and basically very early on I found out she was a bit of a psycho.
Yeah.
Right. So I didn't want to see her anymore. She happened to be at a party and was caught with this guy. So that was like I didn't really care. It was my excuse to say, I don't want to see you anymore.
Yeah.
Right. And she was a psycho. So she was telling me, I'm going to kill myself, all this stuff. Yeah, I'm a nutbag.
Yeah.
Right.
It's crazy, bro.
Anyways.
It's too common these days.
I know. But so I break things off, and months later I get into a relationship with my current girlfriend.
Yeah.
And a few months into our relationship, somehow she finds out.
Yeah.
So she decides to send a message to my girlfriend via an anonymous account on Instagram, right? Saying, I found your boyfriend cheating on you. I've got photos to prove it, blah, blah, blah. So I told my girlfriend, I'm like, all right, message her.
Yeah.
All right, show me the photos. Show me your proof.
Show me the evidence.
Yeah.
In the court of law.
To which she responds, it's not my place to show.
Oh, what a terrible excuse that is.
I know. What's the point of bringing it up?
What a loser.
I knew from the beginning. I'd done nothing, right?
Yeah.
I knew she was just trying to
You called her bluff.
Yeah, exactly.
If you were playing poker, that's it. She's the worst bluffer in the world.
100%. Came up with the most obvious lie. Anyways, I wouldn't have known who this was. I wouldn't have been able to link who this was to the anonymous account right up until she decides to initial the final message with her initials, like as if we didn't know before, we still like as if we wouldn't figure it out,
like you're signing a contract like Like you're going to run back to her after it.
Initialing the paragraph. Absolute nutbag, man.
Well, look at you, man. You're a good-looking guy. You know, you got that nice hair, bro. You got that good beard going now. Well, maybe not at the time. You had a bad beard before, but you had no beard.
At the time, I had the baby face, man.
You had the baby face.
Yeah.
What's there not to be obsessed about?
What about you? You got a story?
Look, all right. Leading up to this podcast, I said, all right, well, look, we got to take it a little bit easy on our friend Ray. We brought him up a few times.
Oh, we got too many races. He's too easy. He's too easy.
It is too easy. And given that it's Valentine's Day, it doesn't make sense for us not to talk about Ray. And Ray, we do love you, Ray. All right, but you're going to be featured heavily on this podcast, so deal with it. Because I remember once I was at the pool, at my pool. I was with my brother-in-law, and Ray came over swimming.
He's got a big man crush on your brother-in-law, man.
Oh, huge man crush. He's had a few man crushes over the years, but this is the latest one.
The latest fling.
He loves giving him a good back rub. So we're there in the pool, chilling out, and Ray, he starts talking about how he wants to take his girlfriend out. And we'll give his girlfriend a name too. We'll call her Deborah.
All right.
So we got Ray and Deborah.
And Ray.
So we got Ray and Deborah. Ray wants to take Deborah out for a picnic, which is classic Ray fashion. Nice picnic, get the picnic blanket out, nice antipasto platter. And when he's telling my brother-in-law this, you can see the pride in his eyes. You can see the glitter.
His eyes light up when it comes to anything romantic.
No one is more proud of being in a relationship than Ray. That guy is so proud. So proud of his girlfriend. But he says, I want to put an antipasto platter out. I want to do this. I want to do that. And you know what I was thinking? I was thinking, I want to put some jats and some tuna out. He's looking at me like tuna? What are you going to do with tuna? Why would you take tuna on a date? And that was when they were early stages too.
Oh no!
So
they're just getting to know each other.
That's it. They probably already shared the first.
She doesn't know his regular scent.
They probably already shared the first kiss at that point. But you don't want to start going downhill too early. You don't want to get too comfortable. So we say to him, look, what are you going to do with tuna? You're going to be smelling like the Atlantic Ocean, while your tongue's down the throat. Kissing.
Bringing tuna on a date is like eating garlic sauce before your first hookup.
It's a disaster. It shouldn't be done.
Disaster, man.
It should not be done.
You know what? We're gonna come up with a list of do's and do nots.
Yeah, the do's and do nots of the day.
And bringing tuna and eating garlic before a date is right up the top of that list.
It's a disaster, Ray. We love you, but do not bring tuna on a date. Maybe when you're comfortable and maybe like when it's after a year.
And she's familiar with your regular smell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the man smell.
I got another one that happened to a friend of mine. We were at a party and he's eyeing out this girl that he's had a thing for. He's seen her around a few times. So they go.
Good on him.
They go and they have their time.
Yeah.
They hook up and whatnot. And he comes to me after and I asked him what happened in there, and he's like, bro, you can't tell anyone this.
Oh no, you know it's going downhill when they start saying you can't tell anyone. You can't tell a soul. And as you said last week, we're just going to start telling it on the podcast.
Yeah, we're just going to start telling all the stories. So I'm like, oh, look, we hooked up and we just started talking about life and family and there was a bit of a problem. I knew straight away.
Yeah.
He goes, it turns out we're cousins. I'm like, oh, bro.
Poor soul.
You couldn't have figured it out before you stuck your tongue down each other's throats.
Should that be like a little disclaimer when you meet a girl? Like, all right, who's your family? Are we related?
Look, man.
Do they look alike?
They don't look alike, but they're both the same nationality. And I feel like that is, especially from when you're around the same area, you got a big family, you kind of got to do a bit of a background check first. You
got to do the national police check. Poor guy. I feel for that guy, man. That's a sad situation. But you know what? There's nothing you can do about it in that situation. Look, it's done. You're not proud of it. And I think that's pretty ballsy that he came up to you after, I feel like that's something you do want to get off your chest pretty quickly.
Yeah, 100%. You want someone to know so you don't feel as bad about it.
Yeah. Because, you go to that solid friend that, he's not going to tell anyone. And then that friend starts a podcast and exposes him to the world. Shout out to that guy. You know what, man? You know what? On the Sunday smoke, we feel for you, bro. All right? You did nothing wrong. Keep your head up and keep hooking up. All right, Jackson, we started a segment last week called What Would You Do? All right, and we want to start getting regular segments on this podcast. We have another segment here. It's called Unnecessarily Stressful Situations. And what I mean by that is when you're out and about, you're in public, you're doing your normal thing, you're stressed out for absolutely no reason, where it should not be stressed out at all.
Right,
and we've come up with a couple topics each. All right, and I want to start things off in the supermarket district, because I hate when I'm in the supermarket. Not Woolies for me, Aldi, Coles, whatever, but Woolies for me. When you're in a supermarket and you're waiting at the checkout, not the self-checkout, the conveyor belt checkout, when you're getting served. I hate waiting in that line, because from the moment that person puts the barricade behind her shopping to signify that she's done, and it's your turn, you have to be on your game at all times. You can't be slipping. You're just sitting there. You're waiting. You're waiting for that conveyor belt to start moving so you can put your products onto the conveyor belt. And you can't just do that. It doesn't stop there. You have to, while you're waiting, you have to pick out which items are going to go on the conveyor belt first.
You got to order them.
You have to
order
order them.
Operations.
You don't want the bag of potatoes going on last. You want to go on first. And the bag of potatoes, because they're in the vegetable section, they're normally the first thing you go to. So you got to scour through your shopping trolley and looking for these bag of potatoes so you can put them on first. It's a terrible situation. And you know what? And I've been caught out a few times, and it's terrible. You know how many times I've been caught out, waiting, ready to go, and then the checkout lady's taking way too long because she's talking about coupons and Woolworths flybys. And you know what? Sometimes I get caught up in the cover of the Women's Weekly magazine, you know? Looking at how Jennifer Aniston lost 10 kilos in 3 days.
The 10 best foods to lose weight.
Why acai bowls are bad for you. You get caught up, you know?
They got some hot takes on the Women's Weekly, man.
I know, there are. You don't pick up the magazine. The magazine never leaves that shelf. I've never seen anyone pick up that magazine and put it on the conveyor belt and buy it.
You get caught slipping.
Yep, I get caught slipping. And it's a terrible situation to be in. And I'll tell you another one that's worse than that. And this is more so when you're a little bit younger. When you're at the supermarket with your mum, and then she goes off to get that one item that she just forgot. You know, you just spent 2 hours going through all the aisles, and now she's like, oh, sorry, I've just got to go. I've got to go get one thing. I'll be back. And then you're stuck putting all the shopping on the conveyor belt, wondering, is she ever going to come back? Am I alone now?
She's stuck waiting for the Coles employee to tell this lady where the pesto is.
Sorry, I need some bigger cheese. Like,
where's my bigger cheese?
It's a terrible situation to be in, and I hate it. Okay. It's unnecessarily stressful.
Absolutely unnecessarily stressful.
What do you have?
I got one for you. You know when you're after the supermarket, after the shopping center, wherever you're at, it's a packed out parking lot.
Yeah.
And you're walking back to your car, and there's always that one car that's following you, waiting for your parking spot.
They're looking at you. They got the binoculars out, waiting.
Yeah, they're just sitting there waiting for that one person to leave. Yeah. So I get into my car, all right, because this happened to me the other day. I get into my car, and he's got his indicator on, just waiting to take my spot.
Yeah.
You know, meanwhile, there's a bunch of cars that are just entering the parking lot, backed up behind him.
Yeah.
All right, all just waiting for me to leave my spot. You know, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, man, this is my spot. All right, until I leave this spot, I own it. All right, don't sit here and think that you can intimidate me with your blinker.
I've reserved this spot.
I like this spot.
And I'm not going to move for anyone.
But it stresses me out. There's traffic backed up behind you. You know, there's the person waiting there, just sitting there like for 3 minutes. Because I like to check my phone.
Well, yeah, because the reception quality in the supermarket is normally pretty bad. So you can't check your Instagram. You're not checking your messages. You want to sit down and just have a quick debrief with yourself. You want to 100%. Talk to yourself for a little bit. Get a bit spiritual. Go through your Facebook feed a bit. See what's going on in the world.
Exactly. You can't just get into your car and drive off straight away.
No. You want to connect your Bluetooth. You want to find that perfect song to start with.
Yeah, exactly. The perfect song to exit the parking lot to.
Yeah. And you know what I say to that guy that's waiting for you? Take another lap around the car park, man. You have no business trying to hurry me up. You know what? You should have got here earlier.
Exactly.
Or get here about 3 minutes later. And then the guy behind him takes the spot.
That situation is unnecessarily stressful, man.
Have you got another one?
I got one that happens way too often to me.
Yeah.
When you're sitting at a red light.
Yeah, we've all been there.
And you're on your phone, and that phone just drops into the pit of doom in between your chair
the console.
And the console, man. Oh. And you got to stretch out all the ligaments in your arm to try and grab it right before that light turns green.
It's a rough situation.
It's a race against time, man.
You're waiting for that that light to go green.
And then when the light turns green and you still haven't got it, and you're clamping onto your finger with the
two
between
finger
your
clamp.
middle finger and your index finger, and you're holding on for dear life because you know that if you let go, it's going to drop even further below your seat.
Because you've made so much progress
Exactly.
from the light going red to the light going green.
And you still got to drive and reach at the same time, and you're going like 35 kilometers an hour, and there's a line of traffic right behind you just waiting for you to hurry up.
And you know that you're the guy responsible for all of that. The pressure that is put on you in that position is terrible. I feel for you, bro. We've all been there.
Unnecessarily stressful, man.
But you know what I hate about that? All right, there's always, because normally there's like, let's say a 10-car pile up behind you. That person isn't going to know any better at the end of the line. He's going to beat the person in front of him, and it's just a process going forward. The poor guy in front of him, he thinks, am I getting beeped at?
No, I'm not.
And then he'll start beeping at the next person until it gets to you.
I'm a big beeper.
You're a beeper.
I'm a beeper.
You're a bastard. That's what you are.
Nah, man.
I'll
beep at anyone that's driving too slow for my standards.
I hate horn honkers.
Why?
Why honk the horn? What is it going to achieve?
Well, for me, it achieves a lot. It gets them to either move out of the way or speed up.
No, it's not. It's going to stress them out. You're going to cause an accident, man. That's what you're going to do.
I'm not going to cause an accident. You're
going to be responsible.
When there's someone like this happened to me the other day. I was turning left at a light, and this guy was just turning left a little bit too slowly. Like if I'm 50 meters away, right, driving up to this left-hand turning lane, and the light has turned green while I'm 50 meters away, and this guy still hasn't turned the corner, I'm gonna beep at him. Hurry up! You have no business going that slow around a corner.
Poor guy, bro. What if he's going through a rough time?
And what kind of excuse is that to ruin my day?
But he doesn't know he's ruining your day.
You're on the road.
Why don't you pull your? You know what? Why don't you pull your car over? Be like, are you okay? Why don't you start checking in on people?
Why do I care whether he's having a good or bad day? All I care about is that he moves out of my way so I can get on. I've got places to be, things to do. I need to get around him because he's driving way too slow.
Where do you have to be?
I've got lots of places to be, man.
You have to be nowhere.
I'm a busy man.
You are not a busy man. You are the most quiet man.
No, that's stressful, all right? Unnecessarily stressful.
I like this segment. I like it. I want it to be a regular too, just like what would you do? Send us in some comments on YouTube. Hit us up on Instagram. Send us a voice message or something with some stressful situations that you want to hear on the pod. And yeah, we're going to make this one a regular. There's a lot going on in the world, yeah? A lot of trends, a lot of topics to talk about. And there's one topic in particular I want to talk about. It's that why is everyone a vape dealer? Bro.
It's all over the place. And 2 years ago,
Everywhere.
I never heard about it.
Yeah.
The big machines.
The big machine. Yeah, that's all you heard about. But nowadays, everyone's walking around with their blueberry ice, their strawberry kiwi, there's little disposable vapes, puffing away in the middle of the street, thinking they're cool, thinking they're different, thinking everyone's like, oh, look at that guy, look at that guy's clouds.
I know that's a nice cloud coming out of his mouth.
Keep your clouds to yourself. But everyone's a vape, especially these kids in school.
Bro.
It's everywhere.
I've got a story about that.
Yeah?
So I'm hanging out with Bob. For the viewers, Bob will be featured quite a lot on this podcast.
We love Bob.
We love Bob. And I'm hanging out with Bob, and he's got a little brother. We're going to call his little brother Bill.
Bill and Bob.
Bob and Bill. Anyways, he comes up to us, and he's like, guys, I think I'm in trouble at school.
Yeah.
To which we naturally respond, tell us who they are, we'll bash them.
You think he's getting bullied?
Yeah. He goes, I think I'm affiliated, man.
Affiliated?
Affiliated with what, Bill? I think I'm affiliated with the dealers. The school dealers. And we're thinking, oh no, man.
Oh no, Bill. Not the dealers, Bill.
You're 13 years old, man. You're too young. Right? Anyways, he goes, yeah, man. The vape dealers at school.
Yeah.
They've got me involved. I don't know what to do.
He's in the vape cartel.
He's in the cartel, man, at school. And these kids at school are making a killing. You know how many Snapchat stories I've seen? You know, three vapes for $50?
You know how much markup they're making? They're making like a 300-400% markup on these vapes that they're getting for $6 from China. These little eye-gets that are rolling around. And they're loving it.
Absolute disaster, man. And it starts at the hierarchy, you know, and it's never the year 12s, right? The year 12s are too old for that shit.
Yeah.
But when you get
they're getting ready for the heavy stuff.
The year 10s and the year 11s, they're dealing down to the year 8s and the year 7s.
Yeah.
That's where they're making their killing there. Those kids are saving up their coins, their pocket money. You know, that their parents pack them for school lunch. Little do they know that they're going to buy vapes at school. Absolute disaster, man.
Back in the day, it used to be the kids they'd go to the station and they'd have a cigarette, and now they got all these vaping. And vaping's a big problem because it's so easy.
It's so easy.
With a cigarette, you gotta get it out. You gotta
can't,
light it up.
You can't have a cigarette at school.
No,
you can't.
No, it's impossible to get away with having a cigarette.
You know, and you smell it on your clothes.
Exactly. Your fingernails go yellow. Your mum knows about it.
People know, man.
Vapes, man. You pull it out. You're in the back of maths class, and you just pull out your your strawberry kiwi vape.
Toilet.
Yeah, and you go to the toilet. You say, "Oh, sorry, mister, I gotta go," and then you just going in there puffing with your mates in the cubicle. It's a terrible problem, and it should be aborted.
I know.
Everyone, wait till you're 18. Wait till you're 18, and then you know what? Just have an ag. All right, now we're gonna bring a second segment onto this episode, and it's called From the Fans, because as we've been saying from the beginning, we want this to be an interactive podcast. We want people's opinions. We want to hear what the people want to talk about, and we've got to we have a couple of audio messages sent in from a couple of anonymous people.
Absolutely.
That we're going to play on the podcast, and we're going to give our thoughts. So we have one coming in from it's anonymous. Play the message.
Hey guys, loving the work on the Sunday Smoke. Keep it up, boys. Loving the podcast. Got a quick question for you that maybe you can discuss on the podcast. I was talking with one of my mates at work, and he was saying that he doesn't mind buying fake designer clothes, belts, watches, etc. if it's style. So he's saying, I don't mind if people buy fake designer or fake items, but as long as they've got their own style. What do you boys think about this? Discuss.
Fake designer.
Fake designer.
And I love how he commanded us to discuss.
Yeah.
Like, discuss okay.
Now.
Thanks, boss. We'll get into it. What do you think about fake designer?
Look,
and we'll go in a way where it's not where we're wearing it, because we don't do that. Let's talk about the general public and what we see out in the public.
Look, I'm going to preface first. I don't like designer in general. I think it's generally speaking, it's a bit of a scam.
Oh, yeah.
It's 100% a scam, because you're paying for a brand name. You're not paying for any kind of quality. You're not paying for really anything, really.
Well, yeah. You're paying for something that resembles.
Yeah.
Something.
So I don't like it purely because I don't like designer in general.
Yeah.
Right? Especially when you like Gucci, for example. Every second person's got a Gucci t-shirt, a Gucci handbag, Gucci bum bag.
Oh, the Gucci bum bag.
Gucci this, Gucci that.
slides.
Man, I had a Gucci wallet, and I had a friend who had a fake Gucci wallet. You think anyone could tell the difference?
No,
absolutely not.
No one.
So what's the point?
Well, you know what? Look, it can go both ways. I don't like it, ultimately, because the people that are wearing it are obviously not successful people. Because the amount of 16, 17, 18-year-olds that haven't even started working yet, walking around in these Gucci slides.
It ruins the brand.
It ruins the brand.
Because a brand's got to keep an image, and the image for a lot of these brands is, you want to look like you're a high roller. You want to have money. You want to be driving the nice car. But when you see a guy driving, a 2004 Honda Civic that's got scratches all down the side, and he walks out with his Gucci t-shirt and Versace freaking wallet and
it's terrible.
Louis Vuitton and all this shit.
I think it's rubbish.
It's absolutely rubbish.
I say go. You know what I say? I say go to Connor. Get the 2 for $20 t-shirts.
Look, man, half my clothes are Kmart shirts. $3 black, white, and grey t-shirts.
That's all you need.
I guarantee you, every podcast I'll be wearing either black, white, or grey.
And you know what? The problem with these designer things and wearing fake designer, even though no one can tell the difference, Gucci and stuff, it's ugly. It is actually ugly. There is nothing nice about it. Why not just wear a Tommy Hilfiger?
Yeah.
It's still an expensive brand, but it looks better.
Or Ralph Lauren.
If you go on the Gucci website and you start mixing and matching sort of things, it's just the ugliest look. It's not fashionable. People pay for the brand. They pay for the name.
Exactly. You're paying to look like you have money. You're not paying to actually have money.
Exactly. All right, and we have a second audio recording. Jackson, play it for the viewers.
If life was a video game, what would be some of the cheat codes?
All right. So, if life was a video game, what would be the cheat codes? So we came up with 2 each. You want to start things off, Jackson?
All right. So I came up with, look, if any of the viewers out there are like me, they know they hate traveling with people in their car. Right? So when you go looking for a car, shopping for a car, don't get your 4-door sedan. Don't get your hatchback. Go get a 2-door All right, a little coupe. There's plenty of them out there you can find. They don't have to be super expensive. Just get a 2-door. So that way you can sit there, and when someone asks you for a lift, someone asks to pick you up, someone asks you to drive them home, say, sorry, man, I don't have space in my car.
I love that one.
But I hate it, especially at school. Especially when you're at school and you're the allocated taxi driver from home. Because I remember in my car, I used to get stuck driving people home. Right? I used to be that guy. Right? Now, I hated it. So now...
Because you're still... Another good thing about what you're saying is you can still offer people to drive. If they want to get in your car, they got to deal with being uncomfortable. But it also deters them from taking up the offer in the first place.
Don't worry about it. I'll get in someone else. You know? You always be the guy that doesn't have enough space in their car. All right? That way you don't have to deal with people messing up your back seat. You don't have to deal with people leaving shit in your car.
Or go even one further. Have the messiest car in the world. Always having the McDonald's wrappers around. Just do a little... Even if you have a clean car, just dirty it up a little bit whenever people start getting in your car.
It'll stop people from wanting to take a ride with you.
Oh man! So I had one written down. So it's a public transport one.
Yeah.
Because no one likes catching the train. No one likes catching buses. So my one is because you always whenever I catch public transport, or especially my brother.
Yeah.
There's always the weirdo that comes and sits down next to him.
Yeah, especially when there's like a whole bunch of other seats available and they just decide to sit next to you.
Let's go sit next to someone else. So my thing is, when someone on public transport takes that seat next to you, I suggest you pretend you're getting a call from your doctor saying that you have herpes of the mouth. Who's going to sit next to you after that? Make sure it's on there. You can go one further. You can even call up a mate and just pretend that he's your doctor.
Yeah. Just have like a code word. They'll call you.
Code word, herpes.
That's a good one.
My God. What's your next one?
I've got another one. All right, this is for anyone that's a big coffee drinker that loves coffee. All right, good advice. Make friends. Be a friend. Find a friend that owns a cafe or a restaurant or something. Right?
Yeah.
All right. When you're friends with the cafe owner, right, you get your coffee for free. Sometimes a meal or two on the house. All right. If you're a big coffee drinker, all right, just trust me, it'll save you a lot of money. All right.
You've been there, done that.
Been there, done that, man. And
powerful
these
enemy.
are genuine,
powerful friends.
like genuine friends, man. And you know, it goes both ways. Obviously, you gotta help people out too. You know, you gotta be a good friend. You can't just be a taker.
No, you gotta be a giver.
You gotta be a giver. But I'm just saying, it helps if you're an avid coffee drinker out there. You know, have a friend in the industry. You know, it'll save you quite a lot of money.
All right, I got one more for this segment. All right, and it's based off the tight ass, the tight ass conversation we had the other week on the second episode. And I think our dear friend Ray, I think he's gonna like this one. He's gonna appreciate it. He might even use it, but he can't use it with us because I'm gonna expose it. So it's when you're with a big group of friends, let's say 5 or 6 people, the bill comes around. As soon as that bill comes out, you get your card out, you put it straight on it,
Right.
straight away.
Yeah.
No hesitation. All right. Don't even, because normally you put your wallet in your back pocket. Don't even put the card in your back pocket. Have it there, ready to go, rapid fire. Because you're gonna look very, very generous. You're gonna say, boys, I got this one. Everyone's gonna be like, oh man, that's very nice of you, Ray. Now the point of this is, on that card, there's no money on it. You got no money on the card. $0.00. So when that waiter takes that bill back and you press tap and go, declines. It bounces. You know what happens? You get some sympathy.
You look generous. You look like you're not a tight ass, and people just feel bad.
120%. And no one, and you know, people are gonna think, oh, poor guy, times must be tough. So they're not really gonna ask you to chip in after that point. So you saved yourself on future occasions.
They look like a dickhead then.
Like imagine that. It'd be like next time you go out. Oh, sorry, it's your shout, Ray. And everyone's gonna be like, oh, well, man, this guy, he's got no money. Times are tough. He must be on Centrelink or something.
I love that one. You want to get away with paying for a bill? Just put down a card that's got no money.
There you go.
You'll look generous. You'll look like a hero, and you won't end up having to pay.
You heard it here first.
That's a good one.
All right, guys. Just to finish this episode off, I think it's been a pretty fun one. I want to do a little thing for the viewers, for the listeners that are starting to get into their hookah journey.
Yeah, we've got a couple questions about it. So
yeah, people want to know, everyone wants to know what we're smoking, but they want to know, how do I get into it? What do I buy? So I wrote down a little shopping list. It's not going to be in depth. I'm just going to pretty much say what everything is, and then over time I'll start explaining a little bit more. But if you want to get started with shisha, you got to start with your hookah. Obviously, what we're smoking now. So you're smoking out of the Ocean Cave. I'm smoking out of the Hookah Cube from Hookah House. I recommend, if you're a beginner, you want to start a budget-friendly one. Something that's small, compact, easy to travel around with. So you want to start with a WD X21 one. All right, it's going to set you back about $200 there. You want to go with a bowl. Alpaca is probably the best one to start with. It's a nice clay. Handles heat very well. I recommend starting with maybe a shallow rook.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm going to put pictures up on the for the YouTube viewers. Then you want foil to put over your bowl. We use either Zomo strong foil or D&D foil. You obviously want coals. Right now we're using Aldakan 28 millimeters, but for the beginners, I recommend using a smaller cube, maybe a 25 or 26 millimeter. Then you want tongs, obviously, to pick up the hot charcoal. You want a silicone hose, and you can get a disposable hose, the plastic ones. You use them a couple times and you throw them away. I recommend the silicone hose. They just last longer. You don't have to clean them that often, and they just generally last a lot longer than the disposable hoses do. You want a coal burner. I like to use electric burners, just to obviously heat up your coals. Or you can use a gas stove, like a portable one that you get from Bunnings. There's that. And finally, you want a coal tray, because once those coals are heated, you can obviously just go straight with the tongs straight onto the bowl.
It's a bit of a hassle.
But when you got a lot of boys over, you want to impress everyone, you want to rock around with a good coal tray. All right, so that's the official Shishagram Australia shopping list for all the viewers out there that want to get started with their hookah journey. With that said, I think it's time to wrap it up for this week. How do you think the episode went?
I think we did really well on this one.
This one was a fun one with the lights and the ambience. It created a big vibe.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed
really
this
good
episode.
with this.
I really enjoyed it. But thanks to everyone for tuning in this week. We'll see you next week for episode 5 of the Sunday Smoke. Take it easy, guys.
Coals are off.